Hello everyone, welcome to the Danforth Music Hall. Corey Erdman here with you. A tremendous night of boxing action presented to you by Lee Baxter Promotions. Tonight, 3 fights, including 2 Canadian championship titles hanging in the balance. In our main event, Kane Heron, the hometown hero from here in Toronto, Ontario, taking on Dwayne Durrell for the WBA NABA Canadian Welterweight Championship. In our co-main event, Patrice Volney. So tonight, Volney will take on Martin Polo Islas of Mexico. Naturally, the Canadian title not on the line. We're also going to have a bonus action. It is Chann Thonson taking on Dylan Rushton of Hamilton, Ontario, Canada. We will be up with those fights in just a few moments. Thank you to everyone for tuning in. It is Thonson and Rushton in just a few moments. Hello everyone and welcome inside the Danforth Music Hall here in downtown Toronto. It is Corey Erdman here ringside with you. Pleased to be joined by one of the best trainers in the world. He happens to be in Toronto alongside Billy Joe Saunders for training camp, Mr. Dominic Ingle. How are you doing, Dom?
How you doing, Corey? Good.
It's a fantastic night of fights here so far. An excellent atmosphere here inside the Danforth Music Hall. Kind of reminds me of England a little bit.
Yeah, you know, these small hall shows, there's always plenty of atmosphere. It's packed in, everybody's tight. It's hot, it's sweaty, and there's a lot of action. So, you know, I'm expecting a good fight for this next one. Hopefully it's going to be action-packed.
Ladies and gentlemen, from the historic Danforth Music Hall, we are set to go with our next bout of the evening, and it's all being brought to you courtesy of Lee Baxter Promotions. Your 3 judges scoring this contest from ringside: Alan Davis, Martin DeLita, and Harry Davis. The center of the bell, your referee is Mr. Dave Dunbar. And now, ladies and gentlemen, 6 rounds of boxing scheduled in the junior welterweight division. Introducing first, fighting in the blue corner, he wears black with white trim. He weighed in at 136.8 pounds. His professional record: 1 victory against 1 defeat. He has 1 bout even. He's fighting out of Hamilton, Ontario, Canada. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Dylan Destruction Rushton. And his opponent across the ring, fighting out of the red corner. He wears black with silver trim. He's scaled at a ready 134.4 pounds. His professional record, a perfect 1. 3 fights, 3 victories, 2 of them coming by way of knockout. Fighting out of Montreal, Quebec, Canada. Ladies and gentlemen, he is made better. Please welcome Chann Thonson.
Gentlemen, we went over the rules of this wrestling program. I want you to be my commands at all times. Yourself to those commands. Any questions from the corners? Gentlemen, here are good blows. Back to the corners. No?
And we are set to go with our first bout of the evening. 6 rounds in the lightweight division. That's Chann Thonson in the black trunks. His opponent, Dylan Rushton, also in the black trunks with the white stripe. Round 1 begins. And this is an interesting scenario for both fighters to be in, Dominic, and you can maybe talk about this. Both of these guys thought they were probably going on 1 fight after this. The fight that was supposed to be on the broadcast was canceled just a few moments ago. What is that like for fighters to have to quickly warm up and then get in the fight sooner than they thought?
Yeah, you don't want to be rushed going into a fight because you've got your mind set on a certain time, you have your certain preparation, how you go approaching a fight. And sometimes when you're rushed, you know, it sets you off wrong. So the better fighter will adjust. You've got to accept that it's going to be the same for both fighters, and as a fighter, you've got to accept that. So it's whoever can adjust quickly. And generally, when, if it happens to my fighters, when we're in that situation, what we do is, we take 1 or 2 rounds to warm up in the fight. Nothing too crazy. Warm up in the first 2 rounds and then step on the gas.
And of course, when you're in a 6-round fight, you have a little less time to get that warm-up going.
You do, but if you come out too fast and you're not warmed up properly, you're going to gas. So you've got to be slick. Thonson seems to be doing that. He's come out nice and relaxed, taking his time. Rushton's doing all the running at the minute. He's coming out aggressive and he's fast. But the other guy, Thonson looks nice and slick. Just landed with a good right hook there. He looks composed. And it looks like the finished article.
Yeah, that was an excellent right hand that landed by Thonson just a moment ago, as you pointed out. Best shot of the fight so far. Thonson's been very active with the jab. Showing a little mobility, getting back to the outside, getting out of range. Another big right hand by Thonson. Good body shot once again.
Very slick. Thonson's very slick. He's got his moves. He looks composed and nice and relaxed. He's watching everything that's coming at him and he's countering it. He's getting the jab established nice and early. Rushton just looking to look like he's looking to land a big shot.
And Rushton, from what we've seen in the past, is a guy who likes to slowly build that pressure. He's the quintessential pressure fighter, and as we've been talking about, those are the kinds of guys that take a little while to get started. So this late notice might really work to Rushton's disadvantage.
It may do, but Thonson, he looks composed. He's picking his shots well. He's keeping the distance. You can see that Rushton's looking to come in and land the big shots and walk him down. I think the only problem here is if Thonson hasn't got the engine to keep him going through the 6 rounds, which it looks like he has, and he can slow the pace down whenever he wants to.
Final 10 seconds here, the opening round. Colossal right hand, and Rushton is hurt. What a way to end the round for Thonson. And we're back with round 2. It was a big one for Chann Thonson, landing a big right hand right at the bell on Dylan Rushton. Didn't really have the time to capitalize on it, but that was an excellent way to put an exclamation mark on the opening frame.
I think that was the decisive shot of the round, which, it's got it a 10-9 round to Thonson. Rushton's got his work cut out now to make up the deficit.
What do you think the Rushton can do to try and neutralize that right hand? Because it was that same shot that kept landing in the opening frame.
Well, if you watch now, he's actually walking onto the right hand as he's circling around the ring. He's actually moving the wrong way. He needs to start stepping to his right a little bit. He's actually walking onto the right hand. Oh, nice uppercut.
I'll tell you, Thonson doesn't seem too bothered by Rushton's pressure so far.
No, but he's got to make sure he doesn't get drawn into a punch-up here with Rushton. He's a slick boxer, he doesn't need to brawl, and it's to Rushton's advantage if he does. So if he can keep it on the outside, keep picking his shots, keep picking the clean shots, he'll slowly break Rushton down.
Thonson now back on the jab. Rushton picking those off. Thonson back on the attack, rips a couple of shots downstairs, gets back out to range. It's been a good controlled round for Thonson so far.
Yeah, he's a slick boxer. He's holding a little bit more than he was in the first round. And I think maybe, he's just getting used to the pressure. Rushton's putting the pressure on now and making him fight his fight. So it's down to Thonson to keep his calm and stick to the boxing and not get drawn into a punch-up. And this could be where the lack of the warm-up is going to be an advantage, maybe to the pressure fighter, because slick boxers like to have a steady warm-up, get the heart rate up slowly, whereas pressure fighters are used to the pressure and the fast bursts.
Final 10 seconds of the opening round. Another good one for Thonson. Wasn't able to hurt Rushton in this round. Still some solid shots.
Yeah, I think, you know, he threw a nice right uppercut early on in the round, a nice clean shot, and
so round 3 begins. Round 2 was a better one for Rushton. He did manage to land a solid left hook. So we'll see if, as you alluded to, whether or not that pressure is going to start to affect Thonson, or whether Thonson can continue to keep him at bay.
Rushton still hasn't adjusted to the right hand. He's getting caught with straight rights and right hooks. He's still not adjusted to that shot, even though Thonson's showing it a lot. It's easy to see, but Rushton seems not to be avoiding it.
Well, he ran into that right hand again. It was just at the end of the shot. Good uppercut on the inside.
I think Thonson needs to start establishing his jab, you know, sticking to the boxing a little bit more and make it an easy job. At the minute, he's still getting into a bit of a fight and loading up. He's an accurate puncher, and he could make those shots count a lot better.
And Rushton so far has been trying to, you know, throw a hook to get himself to the inside, and he's getting countered as he does that.
Yeah, I think he's adjusting better in this round than he was in the first 2 rounds. He's managing to avoid a few more shots, and he's applying steady pressure. So it'll be interesting to see how it pans out from this point onwards, because Thonson seems to slow down a little bit.
A couple shots there from Thonson, a good 1-2 combination upstairs. Now back to the jab.
And that right hook from Thonson still a major shot in the fight. He seems to be able to tag Rushton at will with that shot. It's his lucky shot at the moment.
Yeah, Rushton still has not made that adjustment. We're approaching that midway point of the fight where the pressure theoretically should start taking its toll, or at least that's how you would design it.
He's having a little bit of success, Rushton, but then, you know, Thonson then drops in a right uppercut or a right hook and stops him in his tracks and slows him up and makes him reset. And then Thonson goes back to the jab again. The pace has definitely slowed down in round 3.
Final moments of round 3, that'll do it. Round 4 begins. Chann Thonson and Dylan Rushton here in our opening contest. Live from the Danforth Music Hall in downtown Toronto. Thonson back with that right hand that has really been the story of this entire fight.
Yeah, I think he's managed to hit Rushton at will with that hand. You know, the right hook, the right uppercut. He seems to find the target quite easily. Rushton just seems to be walking into it every time. There we go again.
Now Thonson maybe starting to pick up the pace, starting to turn it on here. Rushton seems to have picked his tempo up as well. Not necessarily his output, Dominic, but he seems to be, in terms of foot speed, progressing a little bit faster.
He's definitely pressuring with his feet more. He's trying to make, you know, Thonson work more, hoping probably to tire him out for the next 2 rounds, where he may try and exert more pressure, more shots. But at the minute, he's he's taking a lot of heavy shots.
There's another one.
He's walking through them at the minute, but you know, maybe they'll take the toll in the later rounds.
We saw him wobbled in the opening round by that right hand. He has been able to withstand it so far, but you're right, at some point you wonder if he starts to erode.
He's beginning to mark up around the right eye now with that right hand landing continuously. Rushton's just marking up on the right eye. There you go again. No,
there's a big one, and Rushton hits the canvas. What a shot from Chann Thonson. And I don't think that Thonson's getting up. That will do it.
It was no surprise that the right hand was the finishing shot in this fight. Thonson seemed to be landing it well. It was a very good shot, uppercut or hook or a straight right. And eventually it took its toll and it's down and out.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Dave Dunbar reaches the count of 10. The official time of the stoppage, 1 minute and 46 seconds of round number 4. Your winner by knockout. He's still undefeated, Chann Thonson.
So Chann Thonson, your winner by way of knockout. A tremendous right-hand shot ends the night for Dylan Rushton.